Good afternoon, Mr. HB. My name is Musbalawa. I've been having a project on patient implementation,
Yeah,
teaching, and then based on what we're talking about.
yeah,
So before we start that, I'm going to give you a consent form.
yeah.
I would like you to read this, and then after reading, you will sign it. Then I will initiate.
Okay, sounds good. Right here.
Yes.
This date.
Today is September the 21,
Yeah,
2016. Basically, what the concept is saying is that the student will be teaching you. We're going to be having a teaching section, and
yeah,
then this is a privacy that everything here is for teaching purpose, and it will be submitted to the school.
yeah.
Okay, all right, all right. Based on our discussion on area, you told me something about you having been depressed
Yeah.
in the past that you experienced, and so what do you want to tell me about what you understand about depression?
According to life experience, what I understand about depression, because it's something that I've gone through, right? And depression is something that just makes you feel really down, like gives you low esteem, just keeps you on a thinking mood, and you just kind of lose appetite and just be there and feel like you don't want to be around people, That's
Okay.
what I think I understand about depression.
Okay. So when did you start noticing the symptoms, and when did this start happening to you? When was this?
Uh, this basically happened when I kind of like moved to Canada a few months ago, and like I should say I moved to Canada 2 years back, and it started happening like 6 months after then, and I started getting these symptoms of depression, and it is like I just feel so disorganized. I just feel so weak and tired, probably from getting to this new environment with work, and getting missing back home the food, family and friends, like thinking about all that you missed back home, like getting to a new country, getting used to the new system here, to the work, waking up in the morning and all the adjustment. This is kind of like difficult.
Okay.
So that probably led me to depression.
So for the past 2 years, did you talk to any doctor, or you went to go see a doctor about this?
Yeah, I saw my personal physician. We spoke about it. She probably said the same thing. Might be like changing of environment. That's what she said, and she told me little things to do that's gonna help. You
Okay.
know, yeah.
Mm. Okay. Did she put you on any medication at all? Any
No,
depression
no,
medication?
she didn't
No.
put. She didn't put me on any medication. She just told me like to do exercise, to make sure I have enough hours of sleep, stuff like that.
Okay. So based on our teaching today, or
Yeah,
what I'm going to talk to you about with depression,
yeah.
is there anything in particular you would like me to teach you, or you would like me to talk about, or what do you want to know about depression?
Like basically what to do if there's anything to do to prevent depression from happening to someone, I
Okay.
will, yeah,
Okay. Anyway, today, I will try and talk to you a little bit about it, and then we'll see how it goes from here.
yeah,
So, depression is caused by many things.
yeah,
It can be it can come from family history.
Yeah.
It can be in the family, maybe from your dad family, from mom family.
Yeah.
It's something that you need to, talk to your parent about and find out if they is in the family. So it might be a family thing, or it might be a lifestyle situation.
Yeah.
Like the way you said, your relocation to Canada
Yeah.
might be a part of it. Maybe I know you came from Sierra Leone,
Yeah.
and then in a place like that, they probably don't have a snow.
Yeah.
So, and then the cold weather, those kind of things, changes
Yeah.
in
Weather condition.
the
That's
weather
very
condition.
important.
Yeah, so that might be those kind of things that triggers it. So, and depression is, it changes life. It can make things difficult, maybe school,
Yeah.
work, and then it can affect your sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe, you used to sleep well when you're back home,
Yeah.
and then when you came to Canada, you don't sleep like the way you used to sleep. I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, your energy, your appetite, everything just decreased. You
Yeah.
don't eat the way you usually eat.
Yeah.
So all those things, and then your concentration. Maybe you used to pay attention to things, and then once you're depressed, you just don't
Lose
really care. You
focus
lose
about
focus, and you don't
everything.
care
Yeah.
about things no more. And then you said you now you avoid crowd, you avoid a lot of people.
Yeah, now I get crowd anxiety attacks too, because I think it comes from low esteem too.
Yes, it's
'Cause,
affecting your
yeah,
self-esteem.
yeah,
Yes.
like you ain't feeling that way, you wouldn't want to be around crowd, right? You just feel some type of way about it. That's how I feel.
Okay. So, because when you start having those kinds of symptoms, and then you have it when it's up to 2 weeks and beyond, so that's when the doctors diagnose that you have depression. I guess that's when the doctor told you that 2 years ago. So, and then there's so many treatment, so many things that we can do that help depression. Normally, apart from using solution focused therapy, like to focus on the major thing that is affecting you at that particular time.
Yeah.
You know, you know, let's say you having a problem with little thing. It's good to focus on that little thing instead of making it to be a bigger task. So we call that a solution focused therapy. In some instance, when it's so chronic, doctor prescribes some medications.
Yeah.
But in your own case, that you're not taking any medication for depression.
Yeah.
So the things that I'd like to teach you and to help you with, and I believe that helps, is exercise.
Yeah.
If you can start exercising, and increase your activities, maybe do more stuff that makes you happy, like, going to the movie,
Yeah.
going for ball games, or, social activities to do more instead of you sitting in one area and getting depressed, do more activities. And then I would like you to set a realistic goal.
Yeah.
Like, what I mean by that is getting small tasks, small goals. Like, today, I want to focus on doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anything that's going to weigh you down or make you depressed, you don't want to, you want to stay away from it. So do little things at a time. It makes you stay focused. And then when you're doing things, make sure you take break. Like, take a break, rest, relax, get a fresh air, take deep breathing, take break from whatever activities you're doing.
Yeah.
Even if you're at work, make sure you use your break wisely. So that you can avoid the depression.
Yeah.
And then another thing I would tell you is to spend more time with the friends that you trust.
Yeah.
Friends that they are you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
So that you won't be isolated. So that you won't be, because when you're isolated, you'll be depressed.
Yeah.
So, and go around your, your trustworthy friends and all that. Okay. And then another thing is, don't expect your mood to get better one time. Like, when you're sick, you don't expect to just get well overnight.
Yeah.
So if you're depressed, don't expect that you're going to move from depressed stage to the happy stage just like that. So it's a gradual process.
Yeah.
So don't expect that. So once you have that in your mind, you will know that things are getting better and that you're improving.
Yeah.
And then I would advise you to stay away from coffee before going to bed, because you're having problems sleeping.
Yeah.
So because if you depends on coffee or alcohol to, if you depend on them to go to bed. So once they wear out, you wake up. You can wake up at the middle of the night if they wear out from your system.
Yeah.
So you will be awake and you won't have enough sleep. And then try to sleep at the same time every day, every night. so that you can have a routine pattern of sleep.
Yeah.
You know, and then don't, try, there's something we call bedtime rituals.
Yeah.
So that maybe, you plan your schedule to go to bed at 10 o'clock. Maybe around 8, 9, you can read book, you can watch video, you can play games, something that you do before bedtime. So
Yeah.
that, and then when you're doing those things, don't do it in bed.
Okay.
So only use your bed for sleep. So don't stay in bed to read. Don't know that when you get in bed you're going to sleep. So those are kind of rituals that helps you when you get to bed. You will sleep. So if you want to read, you can read. On the decks or something like that instead of reading on the bed.
Okay.
So because that can affect. And then at the same time, another thing that I have to say is should in any case
Yeah.
you're depressed and then you start having a thought. When you start getting into crisis, let's say you start having a suicide thought.
Yeah.
So I will advise you, you try and call 911 if you're having any suicide thought or anything when, really depressed, or you can go to the ER for help.
Yeah.
So those two things. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm understanding. What's an ER?
ER is an emergency unit.
Yeah.
Emerge.
Okay.
In emergency, the ER in the hospital entrance.
Yeah.
When have you been to one before?
To the hospital?
Yeah, to the emergency.
Yeah,
Emergency
I've been to the emergency department.
Yeah, that's ER. That's
Okay,
what we call it, ER or Emerge.
When you abbreviated.
Yeah, abbreviated. So sorry for that. So, yeah, another thing I will tell you that because and then I find out that you like to read.
Yeah.
In case you want to get information about how to get help and other things, because I would like to give you some resources,
Yeah.
things that you can use to read on your own.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you like to read, you understand better while you read.
Yeah.
So there are some online self-help materials that you can get about depression.
Yeah.
So I can give you some website that you can go, and then there is online support group.
Yeah.
That the group help with depressed people.
Yeah.
Because presently we are in Saskatoon.
Yeah.
There's few facilities that do give support with depression. There is a place called it's called Depressed Support Group. It's called the Canadian Mental Health Organization.
Okay.
They have a building in I think it's in downtown.
Yeah.
I can give you the address. The address is 1301 Avenue P North.
Okay.
So they usually have a support group every Wednesday between 6:30 and 9 p.m. For people, for people that are depressed, you can go there, you can walk in, and then tell them why you're there, and then they can help. It's a very, very good program. Like I had, I have their number too. I can give you that after. And then there's another one. It's called a Mood Disorder Support Group. When you depress, our mood change.
Yeah.